What if I told you a wrong turn, a missed chance, and one angry decision started a war that changed the whole world? Sounds like a movie, right? But this actually happened in real life. And by the end of this story, you'll see how one small moment led to something huge. Let's go back in time. A long time ago, Europe was like a big playground, but not a happy one. Different countries didn't trust each other. They were scared that someone might attack them, so they started building big armies, buying weapons, and training soldiers. It was like everyone was getting ready for a fight even if they didn't know when it would happen. Countries also made teams, kind of like friend groups. If one country got attacked, their friends promised to help them. So if one fight started, it could quickly turn into a giant fight. Now imagine this, one small push on the playground and suddenly everyone is fighting. That's exactly what Europe was like. Now enter a man named Franz Ferdinand. He was very important because he was going to be the next ruler of a powerful country called Austria-Hungary. He wasn't the most famous person at the time, but he still mattered a lot. One day, he decided to visit a city called Sarajevo. Now here's the problem: many people in Sarajevo didn't like Austria-Hungary. They wanted their own country, Serbia, to be stronger and independent. So when Franz Ferdinand decided to visit, it was risky. It was like going into a place where people were already upset with you. But he still went. And waiting for him were some young men with a dangerous plan. These men were part of a secret group. They believed that if they could hurt the Archduke, they could send a message and start a big change. So they planned to attack him during his visit. There were several of them standing along the road, waiting for his car to pass by. Some had bombs. Some had guns. They were nervous, but they were ready. Then the moment came. The Archduke's car started driving through the city. The first attacker saw the car, but he got scared and did nothing. The second one also didn't act. Then another attacker finally threw a bomb. But guess what happened? The bomb bounced off the car. It rolled under another vehicle and exploded there instead. Some people got hurt, but not the Archduke. He was completely safe. At this point, you might think the plan was over. Everything had failed. The attackers were confused. The chance was gone. But history wasn't done yet. Something unexpected was about to happen. After the attack, Franz Ferdinand decided to visit the people who were injured. He wanted to check on them in the hospital. So his driver started driving again. But here's where things get really strange. The driver got confused. He didn't clearly understand the new route. So instead of going the right way, he took a wrong turn. Yes, a simple mistake. A wrong turn. And right there, standing on that street, was one of the attackers named Gavrilo Princip. He thought the plan had completely failed. He wasn't even trying anymore. Some stories say he was just standing there, maybe even eating something. He had no idea he would get another chance. And suddenly, the Archduke's car stopped right in front of him. It's almost unbelievable. Out of all the streets in the city, the car stopped right where he was. At that exact moment, Princip didn't hesitate. He pulled out his gun. And he fired 2 shots. One hit Franz Ferdinand. The other hit his wife, Sophie. Within minutes, both of them were gone. And just like that, everything changed. But here's something very important to understand. This moment didn't just stay small. It didn't end there. It started something much bigger. Austria-Hungary was very angry. They believed Serbia was behind the attack. So they sent Serbia a list of strict demands. It was like saying, "Do everything we say or else." Serbia agreed to some things, but not all. And that was enough. Austria-Hungary declared war. Now remember those teams we talked about earlier? This is where everything got out of control. Russia stepped in to help Serbia. Germany supported Austria-Hungary. France joined to help Russia. And then Britain joined too. It was like a chain reaction. One country after another joining the fight. Soon, many parts of the world were involved. And this became World War I. A war that lasted for full long years. Soldiers fought in muddy trenches. New weapons were used like machine guns and gas. It was one of the most difficult and dangerous wars in history. More than 16 million people lost their lives. Families were broken. Cities were destroyed. And entire countries changed forever. All because of a moment that, at first, seemed small. A failed plan. A wrong turn. A man standing in the right place at the right time. Now here's something to think about. Was it really just the wrong turn that caused all of this? Or was the world already full of tension and anger? Because the truth is, countries were already upset with each other. They were competing for power. They didn't trust one another. They were ready for conflict. So when this event happened, it was like lighting a match in a room filled with gas. The explosion didn't happen because of just the match. It happened because everything was already set up for it. That's the deeper story. The assassination was the spark. But the fire was already waiting to burn. So what can we learn from this? Sometimes, small actions can lead to very big consequences. A single mistake can change everything. But also, when people don't solve problems early, when they hold on to anger and fear, things can grow into something much bigger and harder to control. It's like when a small argument turns into a big fight because no one stops to talk it out. And that's what happened here. Now think back to the beginning. One wrong turn. One unexpected moment. One decision. And it changed the course of history forever. That's how powerful small moments can be. If you enjoyed this story and want more real-life events that feel like movie plots, make sure you subscribe. And check out the next video where we explain how World War II started, and trust me, that story is even more surprising.